Good day, all. Today I'm going to teach how to tell wild animals, poem 4 from your first flight textbook. It is written by Carolyn Wells. She was born on June 18th, 1862 in US. She was an American writer, remembered famous for her children's stories, children's books, popular mysteries, and humorous verse. In this poem, she describes various wild animals and their qualities. She also explains how we can recognize the Asian lion, the Bengal tiger, the leopard, the bear, the hyena, and the crocodile. The poet actually describes the wildlife vividly and in lively manner. Vividly means very clearly. So, as always, I'll read the lines and explain. The first stanza: if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you're dying, you will know it as the Asian lion. So she brings out humor in these lines. She says that if there is an extreme situation and you have to identify a lion, how it can be done? She says that if the roar of that particular lion, particular animal, makes you see death in front of you, that means you can be very much sure that you're standing near a lion. The next stanza goes like this: or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. So, over here in these lines, the poet again says in a humorous way that if you find an animal which is yellow in color with black stripes on it, then and as soon as he sees you, if he starts pouncing on you and eats you, then please understand that it is a Bengal tiger. Because a lion takes time to kill, but a tiger doesn't. Once it sees its prey, it just puts its paw and starts to kill. So, when it does that, you can understand that you're standing in front of a Bengal tiger. Then, the third stanza goes like this: if strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is prepared, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. 'Twill do no good to roar with pain, he'll only leap and leap again. So over here, the poet shows you the difference between the lion, tiger, and the leopard. The lion waits, roars, make you die with its roar. Tiger doesn't wait, pounces on you, hits with the paw and then starts killing you. But this particular leopard, which has got spots on its body with a pepper appearance, it directly leaps on you, and no matter how hard you cry, it will continue to pounce, kill, bite you, and then you can understand that you're standing in front of a leopard. If when you're walking around your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very bad, very, very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess, he'll give you just one more caress. So in these lines, she says that the poet tells about the bears, okay? The bears are known to be like good wrestlers. They look like sumo wrestlers, right? So she says that if an animal, if a creature comes and hugs you tight where you can't even move or breathe, and though it looks like a friendly hug, it is actually killing you in its hug, and then you can understand that you are caught in the arms of a bear. To distinguish beasts of prey, a novice might nonplus the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus: hyenas come with merry smile, but if they weep, they are crocodiles. So over here, she tries to distinguish two creatures in a different way. Both are very cunning, both may not seem may not look alike, but they have a same kind of a characters. Hyenas, they kill after laughing, and crocodiles, they shed tears and they kill. So these two are the creatures who are very, very cunning. And how do you find them? If it laughs just like a human, it is a hyena, and if it cries just like an acting human, it is a crocodile. So she says that a crocodile is said to shed tears while eating its prey, it seems. Okay, so it tries to make the opposite person feel sorry for it, and then it kills. And hyenas, before it kills, it laughs like a human. So don't wait to understand whether it is a hyena or a crocodile. Just run away from there, and you can understand when it starts laughing or when it starts crying. The last stanza: the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all, not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, there's the chameleon you see. So over here, the chameleon, in the above lines, the poet says that a chameleon looks like a lizard. Okay, and it does not have ears, it does not have wings, and it does not have any color of its own. On whichever thing it sits, it changes its color. Okay, like some people are there, like they change according to the situations. You call them as chameleons. So over here, the poet tries to tell that how can you find out whether it's a chameleon? When you see a tree and you don't find any insect or any lizard or any animal on it, be sure there's a chameleon on that particular tree. There's a chameleon on that particular tree. So this capacity of that particular creature helps us to understand that this quality of that chameleon is actually to save itself from the hunters. Sometimes you have to be like a chameleon if you have to live in today's world. So the poet tries to differentiate different animals, their characters, just to make us understand how wild they are. At the same time, they are not what they look as. Thank you. Have a great day.